Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to see you all here. Before we start our discussion, let me introduce myself. My name is Jennifer Annabella Sunandar. I study psychology at Soegijapranata University, Semarang. And today we will discuss about depression. In 2019, there are 15.6 million people who are suffering from depression, but there are only 8% who went to psychologists. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your hand if you ever had depression. In this room, there are many people who ever had depression. Many people think that depression is not a big problem. Hey guys, let me tell you, depression is a big serious problem for us because 800,000 people every year commit to suicide due to depression. That's why I decided to discuss about depression. I divide my presentation into 4 main parts. First, I will explain you what is the definition about depression. Second, I will tell you the causes of depression. Then, I will move to signs and symptoms of depression. And the last one is how to treat people who are suffering from depression. My presentation will take about 5 minutes to cover all of this main part. If you have any question, there will be time to ask me after my presentation. Depression is a mental illness that can happen to every person. For example, a Korean singer named Sully. She had suicide because she cannot suffer from her depression. In case we know that depression is a very dangerous mental illness that can happen to everyone. Before we discuss further about depression, it will be better if we understand the definition about depression. Depression is a mood disorder that involves a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest. In psychology, depression is a mood or emotional state that is marked by feelings of low self-worth or guilt and a reduced ability to enjoy life. I believe that there are any causes that make something happen. It also depression. There are 5 factors that can cause depression. The first factor is genetic features. People who have a family history with depression have 40% potential of depression. This condition may be caused by abnormalities in several genes. The second factor is social factor. Social environment also can cause depression. For example, people who had bullying will feel depressed and over time it will be depression. The third factor is conflict and problems. Depression can happen to people who have conflict and problems because they will always thinking and feel anxiety about their conflict and problems. The other causes of depression is death or a loss. Sadness or grief from the death of or a loss of someone that you love might sound natural, but excessive sadness or grief can increase the risk of depression. The last causes of depression is serious illness. Sometimes depression is coexist with a major illness or maybe triggered by another medical condition. Now, we will move to sign and symptom of depression. The first sign and symptom is a depressed mood. The other sign and symptom is reduced interest in activity once enjoyed. Change in appetite, sleeping too much or too little, increase the purposeless activity. Purposeless activity, I mean like daydreaming. The other sign and symptom of depression is slow movement and speech, loss of energy, recurrent thoughts of death or suicide. So, what should we do if we or people around us have depression? The first treatment is support. Support from another people can give us spirit and decrease our mind burden. The second treatment is psychotherapy. By interpersonal therapy, psychologists can identify someone's problem and they can give some advice and solution. The third treatment is self-help. We always make ourselves happy by do what we want, do what we like, and also remove the negative thoughts. I think that's all I have to say about depression. We can conclude that depression is a big, serious problem that can happen to everyone. There are many causes that can make depression. We can signal people who have depression by the sign and symptom of depression. People who have depression can suffer depression by support, psychotherapy, and by their self-help. Before I end my presentation, I suggest that if we have any problem problem, we should talk to another people, because talking to another people can decrease the risk of depression. Well, I think that's all for today. And is there any question? I like to say thank you for your attention and your participation. See you.